You guys, when I talk about getting my functional fitness and lifting heavy stuff, so I have water and I have a couple large cases of pop, very large case of iced tea, which is very heavy, some juice. Obviously, I got some other snacks, but those are not heavy. This is a shopping order for DoorDash. So not only do I have to pick everything up off the shelves here at BJ's and load it into the cart, but when I get to the person's residence, I have to unload it all. And sometimes that's an apartment building where I'm carrying things up and down the stairs. So I'm definitely getting some movement and exercise in. And a 38-pound container of cat litter. Can't forget that. That's nice and heavy. And let's not forget that I have to unload everything from the cart into my vehicle. So that's just lifting everything again. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Dawn, and this channel is Dawn Does Keto. This channel is all about my accountability and my personal journey on the ketogenic diet. And every now and then, this guy here joins me.
Yeah, I was just going to say, something doesn't look right about this video. It's Monday, and I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be here on Monday. It's my day off.
Yeah.
I've got to work all week now.
We're smack dab in the middle of our March movement challenge of getting 50 miles in the month of March. Today we did go out and walk, even though I was kind of like, maybe we shouldn't because it was supposed to rain.
She tried to convince me not to go out tonight because she thought we were going to get wet. When I got home, it was nice out still. It was cloudy, but it wasn't dark.
They were calling for 80% chance of rain, and I didn't want to be like a mile away from the house and have it start pouring.
Right, but I said, you know what, let's try to get something in, and we did. We ended up getting in about 1.75 miles. And,
so with that, tonight, we're just over 12 miles for the month. And John commented on a video, he goes, you guys might have to up the amount you guys are going to walk for the month. But I told him we're trying to get ahead of the game in case we do get some bad weather or something like that and we have to miss.
It's still possible. It's only March.
There are going to be some Saturdays and different days that we have a lot going on that I know we're not going to be able to walk. So we figure if we get, ahead of the curve, then we should still be able to hit our 50-mile goal. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at, a little over 12 miles right now. And you guys, I've been reading all of your comments, how you are all moving, and it is amazing to see. Yeah. So I'm super happy about that.
That is awesome. And we're glad that you're joining us in this because it's more fun to do it together than it is to do it alone. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I am a little bit windblown, and we did start getting rained on a little bit on the way home.
Right at the end, but that's why we cut it short. We were at a very good spot where we could just come right home, and we didn't get soaked or anything. So
real quick, I wanted to tell you guys, I was watching a video today, and I haven't told Mike about this, so I'm just going to share it.
Here we go.
He always thinks it's going to be something bad.
No, but I just feel like I'm being set up for
not at all.
For my either my opinion or my reaction, something.
No.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
I was watching Crafty and Carnivore-ish Hyla today, and she was talking about a YouTube channel, and it's called Carnivore Quest. Now, obviously, you guys watched them because I saw your comments on this video, but I have never watched them. I didn't even know who they were. And they did a video of the top 8 small YouTubers that you must watch. YouTubers that had under 5,000 subscribers. And Hyla was listed on there, so she was super excited about it, and she talked about it in her video. So I was like, hey, I should go check this out. So I watched the video, I subscribed to their channel, and he says in the video, if you know of anybody, that we should include in this or, any small YouTubers, put it in the comments down below. So I go into the comments and guys, none of you guys said Dawn Does Keto. John commented. He didn't say Dawn Does Keto. Lola commented. She didn't say Dawn Does Keto. I was like, where are my people at? I thought you guys loved us.
Now, see, I thought you were going to say that you commented and said, Dawn Does Keto.
I did. I most certainly did.
Self-promoter. That's ridiculous.
But I did subscribe to their channel, and I did say, hey, I have a channel, go check it out. I saw people who are in our group who did not say anything. And so I said something to John. I'm like, thanks, John, for promoting our channel. And he goes, that was an oversight on my part. I went back in and put in another comment.
You're guilt tripping everyone into saying your channel.
I told him,
that's
so
authentic.
If you're watching this video, go watch that video and comment in the comments. Tell them that they need to follow Dawn Does Keto. But anyway, I told John, I'm like, I'm just messing with you. But I just thought it was really funny. The whole transaction was hilarious.
I just want to make sure everybody out there knows I had nothing to do with this.
He didn't even know about it.
I was set up. See, she set me up. She didn't want to go down by herself, so she's pulling me down with her.
Oh, it was funny though.
Yeah.
And they seem like they have a good channel, so I did subscribe to them, and I only watched that one video so far, but there were already a lot of people on there that I watched. Ready Set Keto was one of the ones that he listed. Hyla from Crafty and Carnivore-ish. Semi-Retired Bob was one of them. So there were a couple that I don't follow or that I hadn't heard of, but quite a few of them, I did. So anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. But along those lines, if you have not followed Carnivore Quest, jump over and check them out because they seem like they have a really cool channel. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I thought it was funny. So I just want to mention again real quick that we are planning on doing a live on March 18th. So mark your calendars. It will be our first live, and we are doing that with James and Emily from Ready Set Keto. They're going to help us along this process because it is our first one. And I've already started doing some research about like StreamYard and different things because we don't know what we're doing at all. But I also wanted to tell you guys, and James kind of mentioned this, that a lot of it will depend on the internet and the Wi-Fi at the hotel. So keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's something we can't do anything about.
Yeah.
So we're just going to make do with what we have, and hopefully it comes out all right.
I don't know if I do it on my phone, if I can use my data. I'm not really sure how that works. Again, we are not tech savvy, so we're going to find out what happens. But mark your calendar for March 18th.
You can mark your calendar, but clearly, based on the response that you got at Carnivore Quest, there might only be 2 or 3 people
No one's
there.
going to be
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Right.
We're going to be talking to ourselves, kind of like we are now. Oh, you're going to edit that out, right?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. It's going to probably be somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. is what we're looking at on that date.
Unfortunately, knowing that technical difficulties are a thing with lives, and we've been a part of other lives and we've seen how that happens. If you plan on watching, if you want to watch that or join in, you're going to have to be patient because it could be a delayed start just because of the technical stuff. We just don't know. Oh,
just jumping back real quick to our walks. I just wanted to kind of touch on some small NSVs. Mike and I, obviously starting off, we do get quite a bit of movement in just working and doing our jobs, but adding these extra miles in, we both could feel it. We had some sore muscles. My thighs were a little bit sore. My calves were a little bit sore because we are walking at a pretty steady pace to, get our miles in. And Mike even said he could feel it.
Yeah, my shins were bothering me, which I've never in my entire life, sports-wise or otherwise, ever had shin splints or anything close to it. And I'm not going to call them full shin splints, but they were definitely sore.
But along those same lines, Mike had mentioned something to me. Do you want to share with them what you said about since I lost the weight, like you noticed a difference in my walking?
Well, so we've walked before. You and I have always enjoyed going for walks, especially in the summertime.
Yeah, in the evenings.
And weight was never an issue. We would walk regardless of what our weight was or what kind of shape we were in. Mm-hmm. But the difference I've noticed with this walk since we started the March movement challenge is that it's been much more up-tempo and a much more brisk walk. And you have been, generally I walk faster than Dawn does. When we go to the store or something, it's just natural for me. But she's been leading the pack, so to speak. And I've noticed that you're not as winded. Like you don't struggle with your breath. There were times when we would walk and or ride bikes and she would have to stop because she was her legs were too tired and she was out of breath. She's not doing that now. So that's huge. And I've noticed it. She didn't really notice it, but I did.
Yeah, he kind of pointed it out to me and I was like, oh, he's kind of right. So I just kind of wanted to mention that because we talk all the time about non-scale victories and things that don't necessarily show up on the scale as far as our health and just having that energy. We kind of had this talk when we were walking too, because you guys all know, or, if you're new to our channel, you may not know, we just bought a brand new camper. We've not even used it yet. We're in the process of stocking it and getting ready for our first camping trip, which will happen in April. And before that happens, we are going to do a tour of our camper on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But
so the 3 or 4 of you that follow us,
would you stop?
If you like to camp, You started it.
No.
And now I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run with it.
Yeah.
It's March movement. I'm just messing with you guys.
I told him when we were walking that, at my heaviest, when I was, 233 pounds, I would have had no interest in camping because for anybody who does camp, camping is not just a leisurely thing. There's a lot of work involved.
Right.
There's a lot of setup. There's a lot of tear down. There's things that you need to take care of. Parts of it can be relaxing, and that's the part we like, just getting away. But there is a lot of work involved. And prior to losing the weight, I honestly would have had no interest in doing it. Yeah. And we were kind of talking about that as we were walking it as well. So
what's interesting about that is your interest level would have been down. That's not a physical thing. That's a mental thing. But a mental thing that's affected by weight.
But I would have just known in my mind, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. It's going to be so much work.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
I'd rather just stay home and sit on the couch and watch TV whatever.
It goes to show how weight affects not only your physical health, but your mental health.
Yeah, we just were talking about that as we were walking, and I just kind of wanted to point those non-scale victories out because they are important. The scale is a snapshot, but it's not the end-all, be-all to everything. We're eating healthy and getting healthy, and that's the important part. I just want to mention one more time, too, if you are attending the KetOH-IO meetup, which is March 25th at Smoky Bones in Columbus, we're meeting there at noon. If you are still interested, we have just maybe like 2 more spots left, so you can email me at dawndoesketo@gmail.com to be added to the list. But if you're already on the list, you have just a little bit more time to order your shirts. So if you haven't done that, order your t-shirts and wear those to the meetup.
That way, all of you look the same and we can't tell you apart.
Right. I might get Sherry and Jen Delaney mixed up.
Do you want to know how much stress there is in this whole notion of meeting all of you out there? I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but if I don't remember a name or I can't, no
one's going to hold it against you.
You don't know. I mean, this is a pretty tough crowd. I read the comments.
Okay, so you probably noticed by the thumbnail that we are doing a product review today. I put in an order for Choc Zero. I got an email from them on February 28th that said after 5 years, they finally came out with a sugar-free candy bar, and that piqued my interest. We needed to put in an order for Choc Zero anyway because we didn't have any. Obviously, you guys know I didn't do any snacks in January and February, so it was kind of...
So we're going to make up for it now.
It was pointless.
We bought boxes and boxes of Choc Zeros.
It was pointless to have them here since I couldn't eat them.
And you know what? I love Choc Zero. So the first time I ever had those, I think was at Keto Palooza. I think that's the first time I ever tried them.
I think so.
I fell in love with them. And the one that I like the most... I mean, I like them all.
You're going to be able to tell the one that he likes the most because I'm going to show you what's in the box, and it's the thing that I bought the most of.
But it has coconut in it, of all things. That's one of my least favorite flavors.
But I don't think it's overly coconut.
It's not. It just has a hint of it, but it's enough.
So here's the box that I got. And I'm just going to show you guys real quick what we got, and then we are going to do a short review very quickly on the candy bars. So I got, I think, 5 bags of these. These are the ones that Mike really likes.
Yeah, the chocolate-covered almonds. And
I just want to mention, we are not sponsored by them. We bought this with our own money, so our review will be legit. Like, we'll tell you what we think. And even if we were sponsored by somebody, we would still give you an honest review. But yeah, these milk chocolate style and coconut are Mike's favorites. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of those.
Those will be gone tomorrow.
They won't.
Ask me what I ate for lunch tomorrow.
And we already had dinner. We came home from our walk, and I had made a roast with the Egg Life noodles yesterday, and so we had leftovers tonight. So we've already eaten dinner prior to our product review. So now I have these double dipped almonds that are the caramel toffee. These are my favorite. I really, really like these. So I got 1, 2, 3 bags of these.
And we'll share, because I like them too.
I got 2 bags of, these are just milk chocolate style double dipped almonds. So they're just chocolate and almonds, and I figured, how can you go wrong with those?
We love almonds.
We haven't actually had these ones yet. Sorry to interrupt. But I figured,
And we love chocolate.
You can't go bad with chocolate and almonds. So
Right.
I got 2 bags of those. I got the Caramel Crunch Keto Bar.
That's some good stuff too.
Yeah, we like this. We ordered this back around Christmas, I think. At Christmas, Choc Zero has a really good Black Friday deal. So I had stocked up and we had gotten like a lot. And this is one of the ones that we got and we really like this one. I only got 1 bag of that. I got 1 bag of peanut butter cups. Pretty basic. And then I got 1 bag of these little chocolate squares with caramel in them. And then last but not least, I got the candy bars. So this is what they look like. They're Rhea. Is that how you would say that?
I guess. That's what we're going to call them.
Just very quickly, I will go over the nutrition facts. We can go over the ingredients and all that stuff.
I didn't bring my spectacles. Normally I have them on so I can read, but I didn't bring them.
I don't have them either. Mike had to get his glasses because neither one of us can read the packaging.
So the ingredients are milk chocolate confection, which is cocoa butter, unsweetened chocolate, whole milk powder, non-GMO resistant dextrin. Oh my goodness, I don't know that word. It's fructoexpialidocious is what it is. I cannot read that at all. That is the longest word I've ever seen. I don't know what it is. Roasted peanuts, whole milk powder, palm oil, cocoa butter, water, egg whites, natural caramel flavor, baking soda, monk fruit extract, sunflower lecithin.
So notice one thing that's not in here with all the talk lately about erythritol. There's no erythritol in here. I thought that was interesting. I kept waiting for it because I don't really know the ingredients per se. I just want to look up what that is.
Naturally occur in plants such as onion, chicory, garlic, asparagus, banana, artichoke, among many others. They are low in sweetness intensity. They are also calorie-free and are considered a soluble dietary fiber.
Okay, so it's a fiber is what it boils down to, which once we look at the nutritional information, you're going to see that that's what that is. So total fat is 12 grams. Total carbs is 32 for 1 bar. So if you're doing a total carb, like this would be all the carbs you could have during the day. If you had one of these, this is definitely like a treat. Dietary fiber is 28.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this.
They are kind of playing the fiber game.
Yeah, we talk about the fiber game a lot when we do break down the box and we talk about the ingredients and stuff. And that's exactly what they're doing here. I mean, they do the same thing in their other candies.
Yeah, I mean, we love all of these, but like this has 13 total carbs and 10 of that is fiber. So again, this is not something that we consume on a daily basis. This looks like a lot of chocolate, but this was, I stock up because I want free shipping. I don't want to pay the shipping. This is just a every now and then treat. We don't eat this stuff every day. But the candy bar situation did intrigue me. So this is a caramel, peanuts, and nougat candy bar. And if we split one, it won't be as many total carbs, which is what we're going to do. It looks like a giant Twix. If I can. It really looks like a Twix to me.
It's not bad. It doesn't have the crunchiness of a Twix because a Twix has the cookie in it. Whatever's in here is not crunchy, but it does taste pretty good. It actually is very sweet. And for a treat, it would definitely be a treat.
I think it tastes sweeter to us because we have not been eating the keto treats. So then it comes across really sweet. It reminds me of something and I can't put my finger on what it is. This box comes with 6 bars and the cost of it was $13.99. Now I did go on their website today and they are sold out. So if you haven't had these or tried them yet, you can't get them at the moment. If you did try them, drop a comment down below and let us know what you think. I don't know that, would you want me to order these again? Would you say, hey, order those bars? I'm okay just to have like a piece of chocolate with almonds.
Well, no, I agree. But I mean, if you were placing an order, I might say, hey, order a box. They're not bad. And splitting it in half is probably the best way to do it because you don't really need to eat a whole one.
Yeah, I definitely don't need to eat a whole one.
So
I feel like they're okay.
yeah, I mean, they're not.
I'm not jumping up and down like, oh my gosh, that's the most magnificent. I'd rather have a keto chow creamy, to be honest with you. That's one of my favorite desserts, and I would be okay just to have that.
Well, but I mean, we know what creamies taste like. You can make various flavors.
Yeah.
Add stuff to them. But for a candy bar, which is something that we've never really been able to enjoy,
it's going to be better for you than a regular candy bar.
Right. I mean,
but it's still 36 total carbs if you eat the whole thing.
Right.
So obviously we just split that. So we're getting what, 13 total carbs there?
18.
Oh, sorry. Bad math.
I'll stick to the numbers. You just stick to the video.
18 total carbs for that little, almost like just 2 bites.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I can feel my elbows stiffening up already.
But that's why we do total carbs when it comes to our treats. We don't do the whole fiber game and subtract fiber and do net carbs, because otherwise it'd be so easy to be like 4 net carbs. So you could sit down and eat a whole box of these for 24 net carbs and be like, oh, I only had 24 net carbs. Nowhere in our mind should we think that that's okay.
Right.
That was just a short little review. We had never had those before, and it seemed, I'm pretty sure they're new by what the email said, because I'd never seen them before, and because they said after 5 years that they came out with a sugar-free candy bar. So I'm assuming that it's a new product. But basically our review is not that we wouldn't eat them if they were available, but
well, they are available.
No, yeah, we're going to eat these. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I'll order them again, to be honest with you.
Well, we'll talk about that off camera.
The last thing that we need to do is go ahead and talk about struggles and successes for the week. This week, we went out to eat twice. Saturday night, it was super rainy out, and Mike and I both ended up working really late Saturday night. Was that Saturday night or Friday night?
I think it was Friday.
Okay, sorry. Friday night, we ended up both working really late. It was raining, and I've told you guys
Windy,
before,
cold.
Yeah, that with DoorDash, when the weather's like that, it's really busy. So you take a Friday night and you couple it with bad weather, and DoorDash was hopping. So we both decided to stay out and work late, and because of that, we didn't come home and eat together, but I also didn't want to eat late. So I went through Arby's drive-thru, and I got myself a pound of roast beef, and I just ate a pound of roast beef in my car. I was happy with that decision. The other time we went out to eat, you're right, that was Friday, because Saturday we went out. Mike and I had a ton of errands to run on Saturday, as we always do. We put everything off all week long, and then we end up having one day where we have like a million things to do. So Saturday we were doing that, and we ended up going to Jimmy John's and getting another gargantuan unwich. So that's what we had on Saturday. So the 2 times we ate out, I did stay keto. We brought it back home, and I had a couple pork rinds with that, but I only ate like 3 or 4 pork rinds, and other than that, it was just the sandwich, and it was very good. So thanks again to Emily and James for sharing that with us, because that has now become a go-to if we are out, and something that we can eat keto, feel full and satisfied.
Right.
We do add bacon to ours, not at home. Emily in her video said she came home and put bacon on it. It almost sounded like their store didn't have bacon, but our store does. So we just have them put the bacon on at the store.
Right. I didn't do so well on Friday night because Dawn...
We didn't eat together.
No, we were both dashing separately. So she had her keto Arby's roast beef, plain roast
just a
beef.
pound of roast beef in a bowl.
I, on the other hand, I had dashed a couple times that night Chipotle, and I had not had Chipotle in a while. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get Chipotle. Now, before you say, but Mike, you could eat clean at Chipotle. Not Mike. Mike can't eat clean at Chipotle.
You shouldn't say can't.
All right.
Because you could.
I can.
You
It's
choose,
not that I choose
not to.
But they were closed. I walked in and everything was gone. Chairs up on the tables, the food line, where all the food is, where they assemble everything, was completely gone. I don't even know why the door was unlocked at this point. You couldn't order anything. So I had to go back out and figure something else out. So I thought that was a sign that I should probably eat proper. And I took that sign and I threw it right out the window, because then what I did do, I went to Taco Bell and I drove through Taco Bell and I had some stuff from there, and I haven't had that in even longer. I'm going to tell you, all joking aside, I felt it, and it didn't take long. It didn't take long at all. And I'm not just talking like intestinal, like, oh, I'm not feeling so great.
You were saying your knees were hurting.
All my joints were, my shoulders, my knees. It was unbelievable how fast after I ate that, it just made me feel
horrible.
Bad. Yeah. So there is a lot of truth to that. If you still are on the fence with that whole thing, it did not take long at all. It tasted good, I'm not going to lie, but this is when I start to think about balancing that little bit of pleasure, if you will, having something that's off plan, but then the ramifications from that you got to go through later when you feel like garbage.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel good for about a day and a half. It took a while for that stuff to wear off. And that affected our walking, because we walked and my knees were stiff and achy. I couldn't believe it. Before we did keto, I would have never known that.
Yeah.
I would have just attributed that to something else, age or whatever, or being out of shape.
I would say before we did beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, you wouldn't have known that because you never.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You never did a long enough period of straight keto to feel that good, because you would do during the course of a week maybe 1 or 2 meals where you weren't eating keto.
Yeah.
Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs was the first time he ever did a very extended period of time where he stayed clean.
Right.
And that's when he started to notice how much better he felt. Because if you're still eating off plan 1 or 2 days a week, you're not going to really see the benefits of it.
No.
So doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs in January really made him see how good you can actually feel if you actually stick to it for.
Yeah. And then I did, of course, eat. You know, we both had the
the gargantuan.
And those are amazing too. And you know, it's funny because I was telling Dawn before, you know, we've had sandwiches before that were wrapped in lettuce. And the first time I ever had one like that, I wasn't impressed at all. I mean, I just thought, there's no way you can substitute bread with lettuce. You can't do it. Now, it's amazing. It really, really is amazing. That sandwich is great. So if you've not tried it, I would recommend that you try it because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
And I got mine with the Jimmy peppers. I like the spicy peppers. He does not. So, and we did not get it with any of the mayonnaise, tomato, onion, or the oil and vinegar because we've been told that the oil that's in it is not a good oil.
I don't like it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So we leave all of that stuff off of it.
And we just add the bacon.
Right. As far as my struggles and successes, all of my decisions this week were good ones. I did reintroduce keto treats back into my life now that my February challenge is over. And I had 2 days where I had keto treats. We made a keto chow creamy one evening. I don't remember. I think we talked about it in the video. And just so you guys know, if you don't know yet, I am an affiliate with Keto Chow, and there is a link in the description down below. If you use that link, it helps our channel out, and it gives you 10% off of your Keto Chow purchase. So that would be great if you would do that. But a creamy, the only reason I'm saying this is because I had someone ask me, is a Keto Chow that you freeze, and then you use a Ninja Creamy, which is a type of blender, I guess you would say, appliance, that turns your frozen Keto Chow into ice cream.
Yep.
And we love them. We have not bought ice cream at a grocery store since I got that creamy. We had some.
And that was back in October.
That was for my birthday. We had some in the freezer at the time that we finished off just because we had already bought it and paid for it. But since then, we have not bought a single pint of ice cream.
And ice cream is expensive. And the creamies, generally, when we make ice cream out of them, at least for me, I mean, I can eat a whole one at one sitting.
Yeah.
But they're like 2 full servings.
Right. So we had that Keto Chow creamy and we split that. I made one creamy, we split it in half. They had the little chocolate chip high key cookies in there, just a couple that were mixed in, and some chocolate chips. So that was my first keto treat that I had this past week. And then I also mentioned in another video that one day when I was waiting for Mike to get home, I ate some of the Snickerdoodle like keto cookies.
That's right.
So those were the 2 treats that I had this week. I mean, I have to just say overall, I don't think that that's awful.
No, because it was controlled. Both of them were controlled. It wasn't like you sat down and just started eating something until you were full.
No. The only thing about the second keto treat I wasn't super pleased with was when I ate them in between meals.
Yeah,
I wish
and we don't generally do that.
We don't usually do that. I wish that I had just eaten them with dinner. That was a bad decision on my part, but it is what it is, and I had them in between as a snack. So with all of that being said, those are my struggles and successes for the week. I got up this morning and I got on the scale and I weighed in at, I'm going to put it right here, 173.6. So I'm up a pound. I was super excited last week. I was down 1.2 and then today I'm back up 1 pound. I feel like it's kind of like, what is this saying? 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. Every time I feel like I'm making
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Okay, I said it backwards. Yeah. Sorry.
Because that would be a positive gain if you did it the other way.
Yeah. Either way, I feel like I make a little bit of progress and then somehow I end up going back. And I'm not really sure why. I don't know that the treats that I had would have done that. I don't know if it's just the fact that I reintroduced them into my diet. I don't know if it's because we're walking and sometimes you can retain some fluid in your muscles. People say that when you start working out, sometimes that can happen. Although we're not doing strenuous workout, we are walking at a pretty good clip and we could feel it in our muscles. So I don't know if that played a part in it. The other thing is, and here we go with the TMI, I haven't had a cycle since December 19th and I started my cycle. So it could be that too. It could be one of those things. It could be all of those things. I have no idea, but I was up a pound today. So do you want to share with everyone where you were?
Do you know where I was?
No.
I know you don't because I didn't write it on the calendar.
He's been keeping it a secret because I won't tell him what I weigh until I do my video. Now, his weight's a big old
All
secret.
I have to do is not write it on the calendar and you will never know. So last week Dawn was down and I was up. I was up a pound. I think it was 151.6 if I'm not mistaken.
You were up 1.2 and I was down
right.
1.2.
Oh, yeah. So it was 151.6 because I was at 150.4 the week before. I got on the scale this morning and I stayed the same.
Oh, really?
151.6. Didn't move. So, I mean, I'll take that.
I would have taken that rather than being up a pound.
Well,
but
and I agree. But that's 2 idle weeks then for me of not going down. And again, I'm not necessarily trying to go down in number, but I don't want to see my trend start to go like this. So I have to watch.
Yeah, but again, like we just talked about, all, the positives as far as our walking and everything, I still think that that's more important than the number on the scale. But there's weeks where I don't understand the scale. It doesn't make sense to me because you feel like you do everything right. Now, this week I did have a couple keto treats and that could have played a part in it. So at least in my mind, it kind of makes sense. I feel better when I feel like there's
when you can justify.
Yeah, when there's a reason behind it. So like I said, I don't know if it's the couple keto treats. I don't know if it's the walking. I don't know if it's, hormones. Who knows?
Yeah. And actually, you've said it before, but in the end, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
You just got to stay the course, keep doing what you're doing, trust the process. I mean, that you've said that so many times.
And as long as we feel good, I'm just going to keep eating the way I'm eating because it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
This is my lifestyle, regardless of what the scale says. I don't see myself ever, again, we will have off-plane meals. We've talked about this before, but the standard American diet will never be the rule as far as, how I'm eating. It will always just be an exception. Mm-hmm. So that's it for this week, guys. Did you have anything else?
No, that was good.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Smash that like button. Hit that bell notification. That way when Mike and I do another video, which will be tomorrow, we will have a Dinner with Dawn episode that comes out.
And Mike.
On Wednesday. We will film that tomorrow. But you will be notified if you hit that bell notification. And did I say subscribe?
No.
Oh, make sure you subscribe. That's a good idea. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great night.
Good night.